It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Acee, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Real Word Season 6, Episode 29. Shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that watched last week's episode. Shout out to everybody that came out last week. Shout out to everybody that's been watching the entire season. We're 29 episodes in on the 6th season. 142 episodes total. So shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that has been watching. I'm here with my co-host. Introduce yourself.
You already know it's the one and only. At me on Instagram, Acee Irving 11. If it ain't no 11, I'm just going to drink some water.
And we here with two special guests. Introduce yourself.
The one and only Jaquan.
Jaquan, everybody in the club getting tips. And we got a very, very special guest returning again, back by popular demand. Running for public office.
Hi, Mercedes Narcisse, running for the 46th district.
So shout out to Mercedes Narcisse, running for City Council woman. City Council woman.
Next time we'll find out if she wins.
Yeah, facts.
We will win.
So we on this Memorial Day weekend, guys. Does it even feel like Memorial Day?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all, right?
The streets is empty, dry. It feels like a
I didn't see
desert.
not one barbecue.
Yo, not one. I don't even smell a barbecue.
Well, I've seen a few. I was
in.
in Shipshead Bay houses. I see some.
Okay.
I went by the street. I see some, and I stopped. I even have some corn on the cob, and they offered me burgers and hot dogs.
I mean, when you're running for mayor, of course they want barbecues, right?
So like, don't forget about me. I was the one that gave you the corn.
Yeah. I'm the one that gave her the court. But nah, I don't think it's nice.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Nah, it's not at
It's not
all.
the same.
One thing I saw somebody post today, and it really struck me. A lot of people like you guys, like even us, like we hear about Memorial Day and we think about barbecues, everybody hanging out in the park. But Memorial Day is to remember those that died,
Yes.
giving their lives for us to be able to have barbecues and having fun outside. And you know, I personally joining the armed services is not for me, but salute to everyone that was willing to do that. I know for people that come out of like, you know, low income families, a lot of them go there as a way to provide for their family and pay through college. So you know,
the NBA.
yeah, and plus you get the 0% down when you buy the house. You get the VA loan. So that's a great way to build wealth for those that, you know, actually get an honorable discharge and that's able to leave there honorably and get to leave there alive. You know,
That's the risk.
Yes, that's a big risk.
yeah, those are the two things that you get, you know, 0% down on a house and free education and free housing. Like they give you money while, they give you money while you're in school after you served your time.
I have my family member active right as we speak. I have two of my cousin, and I have another one that just retired from the Navy and with his family in San Diego. They all end up in San Diego. About three of my cousins.
They got nice houses down there. I bet you. That.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say I got family in there too. Like I have cousins, you know. They all went to the Army. What a coincidence. They go from the Army. I mean, I got one in the Navy too. And then, you know, they became cops. I don't know why.
We have to salute them. When they come back, they retired very young, most of them, so they end up continuing the service that they like to do.
But they had to become a cop, though.
Both
of them became a cop. I was like, why?
They like that power position.
That's a questionable decision.
They like
and
the
they
power
told
position.
me the money's good, so I'm like, oh.
The money is good, and they can still retire early too, double retirement. So why not?
Yeah, that's true.
And they like what they do, the power, the gun, the things.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that they doing a good job.
Yeah.
They are the good apple. Let's put it that way.
I told her personally that I don't like Team Blue. I don't.
You have reason. We understand.
Everybody got their reason.
There's some good reason.
We all got the reasons, but
Yes, there's some good
Team
reason.
Blue, not a part of your team, won't support you.
So tell us more about this primary, because the primary is coming up, and you're saying that there's nobody running on the on the Republican side, but there's like 7 more people on the ballot, 8 more people.
Because this is a primary. This is a Democratic primary. So they have their own primary. If they have more than one Republican, that's them. But Democratic part is a primary for who's the best candidate to choose on.
To go against the Republican?
To go against the Republican. But since we are in the Democratic district and city, I would say, or in the state, and then except for Staten Island, which is another story to itself. But yeah, we have a primary. So now I have 7 other candidates running against me, which is chosen, most of the candidates chosen by one group of folks that want to stay in power in order to kind of trying to dilute my vote, because I had a history where I ran before in 2013. They already make, because the same numbers that I'm looking at is the same numbers
So
they're
how many
looking at.
times you ran?
I ran, that's my 3rd time. It's gonna be the Trump like Biden.
Third-
Because you learn.
Wait, Biden ran 3 times?
Biden before he became president, yeah. So that's the 3rd time for Trump for him. It's gonna be the
So you're gonna rise from 60% to 70%.
Oh, this time I expect to have the mandate. Yes, I'm praying for that. I work hard for that too.
Oh,
And
so
my
you
community.
So you gonna tax us?
What?
Tax us like Biden?
No. That's not the point. The reason I'm running is to looking, for equity for our community. What I mean by that, in different areas, such as healthcare. I've been a nurse for over 30 years, and I realize more and more, and this pandemic just has highlighted the problems that have burdened our community that everybody knew about, like such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, infant mortality. All those things been around. The pandemic just highlighted for us, and we cannot go back and turn our eyes. And for those that in a position of power, they cannot close their eyes, and we're not going to allow them to do so. So we need to address. I've been doing a lot of work in preventive care because I believe in it as a nurse with my own little resources. Just can imagine when I have the budget of the city. So we're going to continue fighting for education and housing, which is, we know, is a big issue in the 46th
Wait, what
district.
type of education? Because
What I'm talking about? I'm talking about the fairness in our buildings. So talking about technology, talking about vocational programs. We're talking about
what about
after school programs.
Taxes?
The taxes.
Yeah.
I don't believe in increased taxes, because I think that the people that have the most money, that suck the money out of our community, should be taxed more. Point blank, because they make, we're talking about billions of dollars that we're leading all the time running out of different minority black and brown community. So now it's about time for us to get our fair share, and I do believe starting from the bottom up. That's my philosophy of life.
Yeah, we start from the bottom is better.
Yeah.
Because you've been through all the grits and grinds, so ain't no really complaining for you.
I know the struggles. I had to work 3 jobs as a mom to raise four young people. Now that's professional, but now I had to go through my time where I was telling you from high school. I started selling filters and working for. Yes, I was knocking the doors and selling water filters.
Back in the days. Filters that you attached to your.
See, we have an older person here that can understand a little bit. Or knocking on the doors trying to sell filters.
My people gonna be right here.
And they were expensive. They had,
yes.
They
Yes,
had that
they
in
were.
the Kirby vacuums. Like,
Oh,
they
yes. I used to sell
vacuum
Kirby too. I got myself in Kirby. Anything that has a, yes. And waves, well, anything that's extra money that, even when I was working as a nurse in the emergency room, I had my luggage coming around with me, selling jewelry and selling clothes.
She was a sales
Entrepreneur.
Always
she
looking for
even selling candies.
Yeah, always looking for the extra, and one paycheck to save aside for to pay the childcare and the extra activities and the other checks. And so my kid, I had 4 kids, so I had to pay childcare.
Child support. Right?
No. Oh no, I had my children. Thank God for that.
I was misunderstood.
No, I have my children. I always keep my babies. Now they're growing. Yeah, so I understand the struggles. I've been the struggle. I've been part of it. Like I was saying before, 5 years old, they used to take me to the farm, getting me up early, my grandmother, for me to learn and train and going to understand what life is about.
Yeah, I enjoy it from the struggle too.
Country living. So for young people that are like, okay, what's the importance of a council person, like a councilwoman or councilman? Like, what do they do? Because really, the only idea that they have a councilman right now is Councilman Tate from Power. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with.
I know, of course, I know the show. What do you mean? I have young people in my life, so I have to be upbeat with every show they watch. Yeah. Oh yes,
and you know,
Power. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But Ted was bad. I don't want to be that council member.
But like that's the depiction of him like a crooked politician that'll do whatever he has to do to get votes.
No, because as a nurse for so many years, what I have learned during all my career, because you have to care for people, and we see things in a holistic way, and we build on trust. As a matter of fact, we're still the highest professional when you're talking about ethics. Nurses are at the top. So I'm not about to embarrass my profession to start with. So we care about people. And the caring, that's what driven me to be running for office even more. Because when I realized the struggle that I had to go through myself, personally with my life, raising my kids and seeing the lack of opportunities that I had to create, for my own children. And if I did not have a profession, having the opportunity to be able to pay for whether it's tutoring, whether it's driving them for sports and stuff like that, they would not be where they are today. And I feel like education should be a right for every child. It should not depend on your family financial economic status. It should not be, because you did not ask to be born. And where society, where the parents fall or have a slide, we should have society to pick it up, because the child did not ask to be born. So that's my things. That's the reason I'm here. Yeah.
So what makes you different from most politicians? Because that's the main question that a lot of people want to know. Because like I said, a lot of people, when they think politicians, they think of people like past as like crooked people that just want positions to make paper.
I thought I just said that. Do I have to say it again? As a nurse, we cannot be crooked, because our lives based on trust. Because if I have to give you a line of IV, that's your life in my hands. If I have to give you medication, if I cannot look at you straight in the eyes and explain to you and let you know that I have your best interest, you would not trust me. That's why we're on the highest level of ethics when it comes to anything. So I don't see myself where I am in my life to be crooked, to change for anybody. I'm not afraid of standing alone, and that's the reason I'm running. And I've been having, so you just asked why in the third time, how many times I ran, because I believe in what I'm doing, and I don't believe to curve back and say, I'm sorry, let's work together if I know you don't have the people's interest. And my whole entire life is based on like I said, my grandmother would turn in her grave, because all the things we do is to serve, is to making sure people are okay. And if I cannot do that, I'll be the first one to resign, because God bless me. I can pay my bill. Like I said, they're all professional now. I don't have to worry about my children. So all I'm doing, and I've been doing it. Nothing I'm saying right now is I just start. If you look at, that's why I ask people that Google me, because I want you to Google. I want you to know about me, because a lot of people come around when it's election time just to get elected. Me, I continue to, even though I did not make it as a city council member, I never stopped working and volunteering for my community. People can see me. And then most of the thing that I do is my resources. Like, for example, they were trying to redistrict our area to cut it in half. And I know it was going to cost, because it was not going to be convenient for the group people of in power because he would be more black. Now he's 74% black folks. And it was not going to be good for them. So they know the next election, since I had almost 6,000 votes, they knew that they had, in order to prevent me from getting elected, they would have to crack the district and pack the other one. So they were going to cut it in half. And I used my personal resources and fought them back, and we won. And that's the reason you have so many other people trying to run now, because it would be a joke if anybody tried to run. But at first, people thought it was a joke because there were so many white folks in the district.
So you guaranteed to win, right?
Nothing guaranteed in life, but I work hard enough that I know that it's just my turn to represent the community, because I've been faithful and loyal to the community. My father came to the district when I was a teenager, and I stayed there. And the district is my home. 46th district is my home. It is the village that made me. The frontline worker, the registered nurse, the mother of four, the businesswoman, the community advocate. All of those is just to make my community better.
So that means that if you lose,
I will not lose. I'm never a loser. And I will not be at this time. This time is a winning time.
And what it feels like, you will just learn from your mistakes.
Oh, I already learned twice, so I feel very confident in the community that they would make the right choice.
Right?
Yes, they would make the right choice, because all the other candidates that running happen to be, some of them, like one of them that going around saying that I'm she looks up to me, and she's a liar. Let's put it that way. I hate to call people that way because she's funny. She's just moving around to get elected. If you look at her record,
rumors.
Yeah, she's a mover. She's a carpetbagger because she moved about
a carpet muncher.
Bagger. She moved so many times. It's such a prayer. And let me tell you, she came to the district, the one that they see that as being my competitor, which I believe the district, the people are too knowledgeable, too intelligent to take that, because she moved around so many times, and she came to the district from Long Island on December 20 something and registered to run on 29. So if I have to be afraid of that, and the next one that's supposed to be closer to me is a guy that actually practically had to close his after school program, charging the parents that it needs. Me as a mother of four, you think I go for somebody that's supposed to charge $25, charging $250, and when he get caught, they ask him to return the money, never return any money, not even a dime, and they had to force to close his after school program, which you can Google. It's not something that I say, because as a nurse I would not say. I would not say anything that is not in the record.
It sounds like political beef.
No. When you do that, I cannot trust you. I cannot trust you, because you could have taken advantage of me too. Because you know how many after school programs. So those are the things that I'm not afraid. I'm telling you the least, because I know that when people say they're gonna Google, I tell you, yes, Google all the candidate, and I know you're gonna give me your vote, because I'm for the community. I am the community, and everything that I am today is the community.
But why do you keep trying for city council? Like, why do you want to become the city councilwoman so bad?
Because the resources that I have to do what I need to do in the community, not enough. You can ask the school around 272. I'm gonna give you the school. You can check the principals. I see things that need to be done for decades. Our district have been neglected, and the city budget is supposed to be spent within the area you represent. But the sitting council member right now is not doing the job. During the height of the pandemic, I was out there. He was nowhere to be found. He was MIA.
Speaking of that, right? One of the candidates for Brooklyn Borough President, Matthew Eugene, like I could use him as an example. He was supposed to use the non-discretionary funds in his district, but he used it mostly on outside districts, as in like he used it on mainly the Jewish community, because I guess he needed the backing when he went for borough president. So why do they do that? Like pander to other groups in order to get, I guess, for the future. Like, how do we know that you won't do something like that?
So should I say that you have a beef with him too? Because he got me. You said like you have a beef with that. You have a beef with that. Okay, I do. So yes, I agree, and I understand where you're coming. What you said, you just answered what the question you asked, because you said he was looking for somewhere to go. For me, on the other hand, the way I feel so comfortable that I'm not gonna be catered to people because I want to be further. If the work that I'm gonna do for the people, they're gonna be loyal to me like I'm gonna be loyal to them. I don't have to worry about who's gonna be. If I'm meant to be to the next level, going to the next level, I will believe in the people that I'm serving and serve them fully, thoroughly, with integrity and sincerity. I don't have to be.
So if a great deal came to the table that you think is very sweet, that is
look at you, very sweet. You know what? No, because I'm very comfortable in my shoes, and I'm not desperate for a job. I'm putting myself because I realize what I've been through myself. And the resources, like I said, I've been doing like preventive care, healthcare on the street. During the height of the pandemic, everybody gone. Our office were open to try to save as many lives as possible. Whoa. I'm a service person, so I'm a servant, and I'm not concerned about title and all this thing. Like I tell people, I'm a faith person, a believer. I believe power be to God, because every day we're just one breath away from just being gone. And if we have not learned anything, I think this is an opportunity for us to reset ourselves and see how the best way we're going to help each other. Because one breath, gone, you're gone. So what's the rush for gathering money, gathering power, gathering... At the end of the day, you're at the mercy of the higher power.
But you're not going to try to be city councilwoman forever. You're
no.
going to want to move up eventually.
I tell people, if I cannot get do what I would like to see the changes, because I'm a number person, and the people, just like they asked me to become the city council, if they make the way they want me to represent them and I have the ability and I'm still in a strong mood to do it, then I'll do it. But I would not, my focus right now is the city council, pure city council. I'm not even thinking about anything else. Everybody keeps saying, oh, you're gonna be the next level. No, I have to do my job as a city council member first, and I have to assess myself and even grade myself. I'm the toughest person to grade my own self. So if I find that I'm not doing a good job, I would not even think about doing something else. That's who I am. Some people just like, I think it has the power that get into people's head, and greed that makes them not be able to focus and do what they're supposed to do for people.
But the power corrupts, and currently you're not in the power seat yet, but once you get there, that could change.
Yeah.
I don't see myself change, and throughout my life and my family and people that knows me as a nurse, as being around, I have things offered to me. I could have easily turned. Do you know the same person that putting all the other folks in office? Mm-hmm. I know him very well, but I disagree with him. Mm-hmm. And I'm not afraid of staying alone.
So what you're saying, he could have put you into office?
Of course, if I agree with him and say, okay, I'm all right, sign papers and do whatever he has to ask me to do. But I said no. Because I didn't have to run 3 times. The people that they put in office, I did much work and I've been doing the work. Mm-hmm. So I'm easily, and then he said it to my face too, you're the most qualified person in the area to be elected, but we cannot, because you're not gonna do, what we're supposed to do.
It's like a gatekeeper.
So, but now his time is over and I'm having fun with it.
Do you think you being a woman has something to do with it too? Like, have there ever been a woman in that position that you're running for?
They had women. The people that he put in office, he put different level of government, but not city council member. The city council member, I would be the first one, the first woman, the first female and black.
Wow,
that's very powerful.
Yeah, I would be the first female, black female.
So you have two things going against you: being the first black person and being the first female,
and then being the first Haitian American person, Haitian born. I was born in Haiti, so. Being that is understand the struggle, understand the culture, and be able to be culturally sensitive to other people, knowing how hard it was for me, did not speak a word of English, and came to this country, and be able to fight and climb and do whatever I have to do to bring it. Yeah, not only for myself, for others.
The American dream.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody at home on the check-in that's dropping comments. Shout out to Marcia Lewis. She's been a fan since season 1. She's one of the original OG fans. Marcia, you gotta send us your address so we can send you a T-shirt or something.
You gotta set them for you.
She live in Antigua, so it's too hot for hoodies. So
we're gonna have to get one a T-shirt.
The T-shirt, yeah, facts. And shout out to Kamel on the check-in as well. He's commenting as well. So shout out to Kamel, one of our old co-hosts. He said he'll be back soon. So shout out to everybody on the check-in. We're just talking.
Right now.
We're just talking to Miss Mercedes. She's currently running for the city council of Sheepshead Bay, Canarsie, Mill Basin,
Flatlands, Georgetown, Bergen Beach.
Georgetown, Bergen Beach.
Bergen Park, yes, Garrison Beach.
Yeah. She's gonna make sure she wins, whether it's gonna be on the 3rd tribe, 4th.
No. This is it. We're gonna win this, and we're gonna move forward.
But someone
come out and vote.
Female council
woman. That's it.
But some of the neighborhoods you named are predominantly white neighborhoods, like Georgetown.
Believe it or not, we only have 18% black. We multiply like crazy.
You said
so 74%. We are 74%.
74% of those neighborhoods are black.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, even you have all the little area. They're not. You talking about Canarsie? You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about Canarsie.
You know how many folk we have over there?
Yeah, I know Georgetown. But when it comes to like Bergen Beach, Mill
Bergen Beach is
Basin.
a lot of black folks. Yeah, a lot of Asian too, probably. I know the numbers and I know where they are.
Wow.
I have been. I did it 3 times, so I have enough experience to know where my numbers
bougie
are.
Blacks then. They're in the cut somewhere or not in the.
Well, you still get people still call the people in Canarsie bougie black for some area of Canarsie too.
Some
the
people.
bougie.
Yeah. But I don't know what bougie black mean.
Back in the days.
Tell me.
If you was Haitian, you had a house in Canarsie, you thought you was better than everybody. Especially at church. You're like, oh, I have a house in Canarsie. That's like the Mecca for all West Indian people at one time. Until they got too ghetto.
But we have a lot. No, I would not say that. We just have a lot of work to do.
They got a lot of work recently.
For sure.
We have a lot of work to do. Let's me put it that way.
After white flight in Canarsie and all the white and mostly the Asians and almost all the whites left, it was mostly like Haitian people. Then like more West Indian people moved into Canarsie and then they brought that culture over. Like I always say, a lot of people from Flatbush moved over to Canarsie. They brought that same energy.
Listen, my father moved there, so you know how long is that? So I've been there. Mm-hmm. So I see all the transition. And people in power, we're thinking what's best for us. Mm-hmm. So now that's another reason I'm pushing to make sure that we get ourselves together and address issues that matters to us as well. Because they're always making decisions for us, and it's time to stop making decisions for us, and especially when you're not making the right decision for us, when you're not putting the money in our community. After school program, sports, those are the things that keep young folks focused. Like, after the classroom, give them a break, have a snack, and get back to work. And then after that, sports. And then by the time they get home, they're tired and go to sleep. That's what young people need, right?
Mm-hmm.
You keep them focused.
You want them to sleep so the parents can be like, yes, thank you, Miss Mercedes. You put my kids to bed.
Yeah, put their kids, because they're tired. After sports, they're tired. So they read, they do whatever they have to do the sport, get home, take a shower, whatever you have to eat again, if you have to eat again, and go to bed. So that make it easier for the parents, and it's very good for the children, because they learn, they do, the mind and the physics is done. That's it. That's it.
Can I ask you a question? How did you make the transition from a nurse to a politician?
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Actually, being in business
to politician.
It's just I've been in the community, been very active, being the community advocate, past president of 41st Assembly District Democratic Club, past president of the El Merchant Association, past president of Canarsie by choice. Doing all that, I realized the importance of having a great, not even a great person representing you. Because not only they can
representing you.
Yeah, because you need to have people defending you. not only passing laws that doesn't make sense for us, but as well as spending the money and give it to CBOs that making sense for the community. If you're doing CBOs for mental illness, like a community-based organization, if you have that, a good group doing mental illness, let's say, because we have that is a taboo in our community, so we need to address that, because I believe one of the things I'm pushing for to start it at a very young age, which the mayor mentioned the other day too. So I truly believe we have to start that early, because a lot of, especially after this pandemic, a lot of trauma going around us. Some children lose their mother, their father, their uncle, people that's supposed to support them in the house. It's not easy. We're gonna go to a tough time, and that's what all along I've been watching. What is a city council member can do for your community? Sometimes it's not only giving the money, but the presence, the leadership, telling people, like for instance, the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, they needed somebody to say what we can do as a community. The masks need to come to the community. People need masks, simple things. They need masks, they need hand sanitizer. But where are you? So I had to be on the street, going around, going to most, traffic area where I can see people, talk to people. Everybody was scared. Everybody was terrified. That's when you need leadership. Things like that. Like, let's say you make a call because you have the oversight of many organizations. So now when you come in, I know that CBOs is doing a great job. So if it has to do with sanitation, so I can make the call and I say, okay, this brother is doing an excellent job. You can use him because he's inside the community. He knows Mr. So-and-so. He knows Mr. John. He knows Marcy across the street. Those are the things that we need, more leadership and guidance so as well, beside the money and the budget and the laws.
So let me ask you a question, right? Because we know that city council pays a decent amount of money. It's a decent paying job.
Yeah.
And I remember you told me earlier about the other caddies. They might be doing it just for the money. Like, how do people know that you're genuinely running for this position and you're just not looking for
the paycheck?
A paying job? Yeah.
Look at what I've been doing in my life. As a nurse, you make about $100,000 easily without even blinking. No. I'm gonna give you another thing. I'm a businesswoman. So I make my money. I create. I told you I created since I was in high school. I know how to create money for myself. And I use my own personal resources to help the community. And it's not a joke. Everybody knows that. So actually, I'm going to have more headache for less. Because I have to work. Because it's my desire. It's just like I want to do it. It's not like it's a job. I've been doing it all my life. You think now I raised 4 kids. The first one is orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, sir.
So I create things, and I love doing it. I'm excited to create things. So now I want people to most of my money probably gonna go in charity anyway. Because I don't have no babies anymore. And right now we have a school in Haiti. There's 450 kids that we have with ACR, which I'm the top person for raising money and stuff like that. So I know how to do all those. But I want the city budget to spend in our community, point blank. It should not be traveling all over the place, and it should not make deal behind the back room and on top of the people that need it the most.
So this is your second time coming to the show, right? So why do you keep coming here to speak to the people? What do you feel about this platform helps you to reach the people that you want to reach?
What is it? Because you're doing excellent work, and I heard about your friend that Pastor Sanders. I was so excited, and you're cool people, and I like it. I like the environment. Like, you real. You're not fake about it. And me, that's the funny thing about me. If I'm uncomfortable about somewhere, I don't care how many food I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna go. And they told me I'm stubborn. Some people can tell you I'm stubborn, but if I don't feel right about what I do, I think I have earned that right to some extent in my life. That I don't have to lie to people. I don't have to do things I don't want to do. But whatever I do, I sacrifice for people. If you tell me that, if I do this, it's gonna bring triple amount for after school program, I'm going to think and I'm going to have strategy around it, and I'm going to have to bring the people and I tell you, this is what the offer is. What do you want me to do? I just want to serve, point blank. I know people been kind of played with, but look at my life. I don't have to play game to pay my bill. God bless me with a great profession, and I'm very good at it too. I have a clean record. I'm very proud of it. And I provide the best services as a nurse. And then we still work in a clinic. We have 2 clinics, and I still provide the best services. And the staff watching, probably some because they were watching your show. You know, I'm real. I'm real with everybody, everything I do. The social daycare, all my staff that work with me knows my way. I'm not saying anything just like to say things to get people. No, that's who I am. I'm in the dark, in the light, I'm still the same person, and I'm quite confident. That's the reason I got 6,000 votes without any endorsement, any elected official, any unions. So that makes me feel great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just because of I'm very consistent and persistent in what I do.
That's what keeps her going.
Yeah. Now look at all the endorsement that I have. Even Friday, I got 4 endorsements at once.
Wow.
That's not even on the paper. I got the Doctors Council. I have the nurses, the NYSNA. I have anybody that talk to me know I'm doing it from my heart.
I really signed up for this job before.
Yeah, and I have hotel trade. I have more than what you see here.
Yeah,
Hotel trade. I have I have Pace that just give it to me on Friday as well.
Pace University.
And I have
Pace University or
no Pace. That's for social workers.
Okay, right.
Union and Doctors Council and WFP Working Family Party just endorsed me Friday, and I have Latrice Walker from Assemblywoman from East New York, Brownsville area, which I'm grateful for. I'm very grateful.
Of course, you got our endorsement, but just know, when you get elected, don't forget about us, because we do have a 501c3 nonprofit.
When you're doing your work, listen. Once you're doing good work, I'm a number person. Like I tell everybody, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna see what people are doing, and who's doing that have the heart and soul. I don't want people cannot fake me at this point of my life. So I'm going to look at statistics. Statistics don't lie. And then sometimes you can give somebody a chance for a year or so to see what they produce, because I'm sincere about changing the young folks' lives. And that's the reason I'm talking to you, starting by all the young people. Because if young folks are not part of the conversation, we can talk all we want. We're not going to bring the changes. That's why I'm willing to sit with every single individual which are the stakeholders of the district, to formulate different part. We have a group of engineers. We can focus all the things that we need to do around that infrastructure. We have to have health, where we have the doctors and nurses, where we address any health issue that we have in the community. We have our own people within our community that can serve the community. Why we have to go somewhere else in the Midwest to bring people in the 46th district to take care of the problem for this 46? The people, we have enough knowledge around us that can take care of our own problem. We can be real Tulsa. We can create our own infrastructure where we are. I still believe in it.
So what you saying that?
No, we're not going too deep. I don't want to give people to start scratching their heads and let's certain things. Because I believe in our people. I believe all the crime, the things that we're saying, it happened to be a crime issue. Don't occur in silo. It's a culmination of different issues that we need to address. And how we're going to do that is by providing programs that we can address different phases, different part of the problem that we have. If it's a housing issue, we need to address it. If it's education,
Canarsie to look like Mill Basin.
We can clean up ourselves. You see, during the height of the pandemic, I was out there cleaning. Now, after I finish cleaning, I want to call sanitation and say, this is how we like it. Believe it or not. This is how we see it. This is how we like it. We're going to do a campaign around us. Because we can take care of ours. We can take care of our business. I truly believe it. I have taken care of my business, and I know so many taking care of their business are watching. So we're going to put together and make a plan for our community, and we can do a good job. And I have faith in it.
I think more money needs to go into Canarsie. What I was gonna say is,
of course,
like
because we're starting from the bottom up.
We could turn Canarsie maybe into the next Black Wall Street.
We have enough brain. We have enough knowledge around us. that we can. That's what I'm talking about. Plan. We're gonna make our own plan, and the plan mean every stakeholders that part of it should be part of the conversation. I'm not looking to be running like I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm this, I'm that.
Canarsie gonna be the new Chinatown.
No, we're gonna cover. We're gonna keep in mind. We're gonna represent every single individual and family in the district. But I'm gonna start from the bottom up, because once you do that, you create an opportunity for everyone. Because when Canarsie, sneeze, somewhere else can have the cold. So if that person that's supposed don't want a cold, they should make sure that the other part that's sneezing it's okay too. So, and that's what we need.
So since you say you started from the bottom up, so that basically means, when we have a give back to the community, you'll be there.
That's right. I've been there. Anybody that knock on my door always get my support. It's not something I'm not telling you anything that I'm just waiting for the city council. I've been doing all those with my own resources. And it's a fact. I'm talking to the world, right? And I have so many people that can call you and tell you it's a lie. People that been around, that see me, they know that's the way I function. I'm always there for people. Anybody that make it, not only I do it here, I travel to St. Vincent. Wherever they have a call, I'm always there for my brothers and sisters. Whoever need me, I can put my hands. I do whatever the best I can.
She'll take a flight to see.
One thing I could say is that, like, Canarsie do have a lot of black home ownership. When it comes to black owned businesses, we don't really own the businesses.
That's right.
In Canarsie.
That's true.
Like, if you look at, like, let's take Avenue L and Rockaway, the main shopping, Avenue L, Rockaway, and Flatlands. Majority of those stores are owned by
Black
the
folks.
Asian.
No, we have a lot of black folks for Avenue L.
Yeah, but most of the black folks own the restaurants. I can say the restaurants, the bars,
You can say that.
and like some of the little hardware stores here and there. But the major stores, like let's say the hardware stores, the other restaurants, the hardware stores are mostly owned by the Jews and the Arabs. The corner stores are mostly owned by the Arabs. The beauty supply stores, the nail salons, Chinese food stores is owned by the Asians. The supermarkets are owned by the Dominicans, the Hispanics, for the most part. So it's like we don't really own the barbershops. We rent the building and we do barbershops in the building. So we don't really own the buildings. We just do the business in there. So I would say the only black owned things that I really see are the barbershops and the food places mainly, and the churches here and there. And the pizza shops are owned by the Italians still. They still got the pizza shops in the hood. So, when it comes to black business, we kind of struggling on that, And the old saying is that anybody and everybody could come into the black community and make business and make money there and take the money back into their community. But we can't really go into other communities and do the same, set up shop in their community. Yeah. So, like, what can we do about that? Like, why can't we just, like, get out my hood? Like, this is mine.
No, actually, you cannot say to get out of your hood.
But it's
about you. No, it's about you. It's about you creating, like you just said, the businesses, because when there is a demand, they're gonna have somebody that come and fulfill it, and you're gonna have your own people. Even you don't like the idea, you're gonna bring the money to them because it's a service. There is a service needed, and then if you're not in a service world, you're not in the right world right now. If you want to make money, so therefore, our job, like you have the conversation. Our job to have workshop, seminar, and having a center where people can not only starting a business, but how to stay in business. How the city can and partner with small business services of our city, partnering with Brooklyn Chambers of Commerce, and trying to say, like, if you are an entrepreneur and this is your life, like I always tell people, do not open a business that your heart and soul is not into it, and this is not your thing. Because if it's not your thing, you're not going to be successful at it. Because you're just doing it and you're not going to sacrifice yourself to do it. Because do something that you see yourself doing, even this kind of no money in it. So once you start having that passion, and one of the biggest problem we have as a black community, we don't get nobody to give us loan. And those are the things I'm going to really, I've been there. I had to start all my business from scratch. I had to put my business plan together. I had to do everything on my own. So nobody can tell me about business. I have been there, done it, and successful at it too. So the plan is it's how we're gonna get some loan going our way. There's so much money floating right now with this pandemic. After I get elected on day one,
PPP, RHA, we could name them all.
So the minute I'm elected is to talk to people that want to start their own business or those that's already in business to see how the best way we can keep people in business. And they need the support like technology, because some business start, even there is a contract, there's an RFP out, but the person cannot take it because they don't have the ability to take it. They don't have the setting to take it. So those are the things, the conversation we're going to have, how we keep each other in business. And like we said, we know that there is history where when blacks together, they want to do things, you can see, we can have that Wall Street you were talking about. Nice. But we have to be sincere and what's the weakness, what we need. If that person tell me you're going to open that business, what do you need? If you can have the best proposal, the best plan, because you're a black person, we know the truth. Now I know I can speak the truth because I'm not afraid of saying the truth. You can go to the bank, nobody want to give you a loan. But others goes and get the loan. Those are the conversations we need to have. And then when we actually, some banks need to ask questions. We cannot have bank in our community and we cannot ask questions. Can we mute and we know what's going on? We complain around it, but we never have the leadership to help us navigate it and ask the right question and see how we can help that brother or that sister that's starting the business not to go under. So that's a conversation not only going to be local, it has to get to the level of being citywide and statewide. And if we have to take it to the federal level, that's what we do, because that's my commitment, to work with federal and assembly or the state level to see how the best way we can represent the community that we love.
So I got one question for you, right?
Yes. I love that. Yeah,
you're part of the politics world, so...
No, not really.
Not fully?
No, really. I'm just running for office for the opportunity.
You're running for office.
Yeah.
You're around places, so, they tell us that COVID, a lot of people are going poor, right? But me personally, I don't believe that. I think COVID gave open door access. Well, COVID made it, in my eyes, COVID made it easier to really become a millionaire.
Pandemic.
Yeah. So I want you to answer, do you think it's true?
Like, that I don't know who's become the millionaire, not us.
The millionaire? I mean, COVID to me, look, the TV tells you a lot of people going broke, poor, but nah, man, I think a lot of people just getting more opportunities and access to
you think our community right now, I don't see it, and that's what we're looking for.
I mean, if you're a millionaire, I personally think there's a lot of millionaires around the hood, but I mean, if you're a millionaire in the hood, you're not about to move like you're a millionaire because where do you live? The hood. And if the hood know you are a millionaire, what's going to happen to you? So
we have a lot of people that's within that year that's making the million, or they already had the million already. So if my hood have millionaire, I want to talk to you because there's a lot of work we need to there's a lot of work to be done in our community. I'd be so happy to meet a lot of millionaires.
Yeah, but the millionaire ain't gonna tell you they're a millionaire because they already know how you're gonna react.
What do you mean you're gonna behave?
There's two different kind of millionaires though. There's the millionaire in asset and there's the millionaire in liquidity. Like to have a liquid $1 million worth of cash is one thing, and then to have $1 million net worth. Like you have like two cribs that's worth $500,000 each. Technically, you're a millionaire because you have the assets. Like your net worth is $1 million. But
$1 million, like you said, in net worth, right? Net worth.
Yeah, net worth. So
you have a house that you bought for a long time, and you have but what that million translates is, unless you have, even if you, let's say for argument's sake, you have it in your hand as a cash flow.
Yeah, as liquid.
So as liquid, it's not wise to keep it as liquid in your hand because it could go like this.
It's not doing nothing.
But I can have assets that pile up to that, but either way, $1 million right now.
It's not much.
It's not much, but
I don't want to say that because you don't want to sound like.
Well,
but
depends
if
on where
you
you live.
if you do it for yourself, it's fine. But in terms of helping your community, if you start having that $1 million and start spreading it too fast, you probably find yourself you don't have anything. It's how you invest it. That's when we're gonna have that conversation. How the best way we can invest it in a way like pulling our money together and then become the successful person you need to be. But having $1 million and say I'm a millionaire and it can go like this and you're not investing in the right place, it doesn't make too much sense because where is the continuity of wealth? Generational wealth that we're
you gotta
talking
make sure
about.
the money keep flowing.
Drake gave out $1 million in his music video. God,
Yeah. So how? Because a lot of people just like jump in and say, "Oh, I'm a millionaire." But if you buy a house, you're already not a million anymore because not in cash flow because you have to invest it. But that's a good investment because you can continue. It's an asset and it build equity and it's a good wealth to have.
you could pull out the equity, buy another home and another home.
That's right.
how you
That's
build
right.
wealth.
Real estate.
You got it. You got it.
What's up? So the younger generation, how can someone like Mercedes reach you guys?
Well, for me, I really reach.
That's a good question.
What should I do to get the vote from you?
I mean, to be honest, if I gotta be real, like for you to really get my vote, you gotta that same thing you say at first gotta be attacked after, cause most people already know. Most people like, you know, they say all of this, but then once after they get elected,
Once they get elected, they
get in their position, they be like, I'm not about to do none of this. I got your vote already. It ain't nothing you can do about it. Example, Moneybag Joe. He ain't helping you. That's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that those same words are kept after.
So that's the whole thing. For me, you have a record. That's why I said Google me. You have a record that been back to 2000, I would say 99. That's a long time. That I've been consistent flow and trying to help my community. I was not elected. And I still do. Even though I lost election, I continue working and volunteering in my community. So for me, it's not just taking opportunities, suck the community out of whatever existence that they have any blood, but it's giving myself up. A lot of people, that's why I tell people to look at the background, check the person out, because a lot of people just pop up like this one. People just pop up like this young lady that I said that just so badly want to be elected. She just come to she moved on 25th over her father's house. And then in 29, she registered to run. And she has been moving all over the city. So how that person going to represent me? No joke aside. I would never vote for people like that because I'm going to have to check your background. If I'm seeing you and you tell me, and like right now I can sit there, I say, okay, Google, YouTube me about Mercedes Narcisse for Sandy. You check, put me out. You're going to see a video where I had to request things to come to the community. We're talking about things that happen in the community. But now, after the YouTube, I made this kind of referral to that. Next thing I know, this young lady putting a video out showing like a pile of things about Sandy that were probably from Long Island, from wherever, and saying that during Sandy she was there. And we all know she was not in the district. The record is there. But those are the things that make people turn off. Because by the time you realize people are lying like this, they don't have no faith. And I'm tired. Like you probably said, because it's my opponent. No, because I want our people not to be afraid of being part of politics. The politician that did all the things that they were doing, that's why you check people's record. A lot of them been doing it for years, lying into you, and they come in elected official. They continue their lives.
It's been a cycle.
Yeah, it's been a cycle for a lot of us for things that they've been doing.
Just new faces, just swapping like yo.
Whatever I had to do, they're never there for people. So if you were not there yesterday, you're not gonna be more likely there for me for
Moneybag
tomorrow.
Joe told us he was going to forgive us our loans.
Oh, yeah, the student loan?
He said no. We not
Did
doing
he sign a stimulus?
No.
Ours was-
Everybody
Oh, no.
knew that was
Oh, that's
cap.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
the loan one.
Oh, the loan. Oh.
how would she reach someone like you, Jaquan?
For someone like me?
Yeah.
Like the average, you know,
Like an average young
dude,
20.
yeah,
Yes.
that's not really into
20s.
politics.
But first, I have to say, am I making like sense to you?
Yeah, you
so far?
like
Yeah.
that's the thing. You are making sense, so I can't even come up with something as of yet.
So you got nothing.
She gotta say, I support the legalization of marijuana.
Yes, I did.
I mean, really?
I did, because too many of our young folks end up in jail for no reason.
That's already-
And I used to do reentry
Actually.
program. I used to do reentry program, and I see a lot of our young folks end up with record that they didn't have to. And that's the reason I said, for this time around, we need to benefit from it.
Nah, that's
Anybody
true.
that have any record,
Yeah.
I don't think.
How about this? How can is there a way that you could bridge the gap for people like around my age to try to get like jump into the weed industry and try to get like licenses and stuff like that to open dispensaries?
last time I was here, that spoke about that. Yes, I truly believe that's entrepreneurship that we should be pushing for every dollar to seek to be part of it. Because reentry program, what it taught me, I mean, what I have learned from young people, that's what that even opened my eyes even wider for them to be part of the conversation. Because that's the only way we can work together. Because a lot of older people, even people around my age, they always think that young people are this because it's a different generation.
Yeah,
But if they're not part of the conversation, we're gonna lose them more.
I
They're
think
not gonna
this is-
trust us.
I think there's definitely a like communication gap between our
it is.
generation
Mm-hmm.
and the older folks, especially Caribbean
Mm-hmm.
family members. There's definitely like a separation because like I talk to people, like I have friends, right? And some of my friends be talking to me. They tell me the same thing, like we don't tell our parents nothing because when you try to talk to them, they go back to their little old school mentality.
Yeah.
And that mentality, the only thing that's really is doing is just like pushing your kid further and further away from you. And I witnessed that a couple times. Cause like sometimes your parents could be your biggest downfall.
Yep. That's how they call me the cool mom. I'm glad I heard that.
I feel like that's what parents supposed to be doing. Like
the cool mom.
be cool with your kids, cause bro, if you're not cool with your kids gonna give all that trust to somebody else, and that person else might just be using them. So now they got trust issues. They don't trust you. They don't trust them. Now they looking for other things to solve their problems, which could lead back down a very difficult road.
Rabbit hole.
My son, the first time I know that I was on the right track by listening to him, actually, he was talking to his friend in high school and said that my mom is a cool mom. You can talk anything and everything to. So if you have
That's what we want as kids.
if you have any issue, you can come and talk to my mom. So I have learned that from my grandma, actually, because I was able to communicate with her. She wants to know everything, and that's the way. And then what I have learned too, cooking, food. When they're eating dinner, everybody tell me everything. We just have a conversation. And then we talk about the brothers and sisters and say, oh, you did this, because they're eating. And it was not a setting where I'm going to be scared to talk.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to create
They
that.
didn't feel like
No.
Yeah.
No. Anything and everything. Anything and everything we talk, because I didn't want my children to go to look for other friends to help them out. I feel like
that's what I want for like older folks to start being more like be more listening, because bro, all you doing is
just talk,
pushing your kids away from you, like like that's not the type of love that they give, the old school love. I don't think that type of love is
good.
It's not healthy for this new generation, because we don't operate like that. Because because this generation, the way we mainly operate is the way you approach us.
Yeah.
So like if you're approaching us like, okay, you're our parent, right, fine. But sometimes parents think just because they're a parent, they could just approach their kid any type of way. and you can't. Not some kids you could do it too, but certain kids you cannot.
So we got 3 more minutes left. So closing thoughts, and then I'll give you your last pitch.
So I hope that.
Wait, you gotta let them go with their closing thoughts.
No, I was gonna ask them to tell me what exactly I need to do to get all of young folks, your age group, to get to the goal.
Basically, I gotta just
try to appeal to them. Like,
yeah, you gotta.
I think I'm here. This is the last week.
Basically, you gotta put yourself, your foot in their world, because a lot of parents, trust me, they will not be able to put their foot in their kids' world, especially the Caribbean parents where, like, they probably came here a little late, or they didn't really grow up like us, where we had to go to school here and then deal with things in school and all that. They don't know what we go through, because if a lot of them was to get put in our position, they will fold, or they probably do the same things too.
So the reason probably I can say because I went to Tilden High, where it was tough, and beating up each other and all this, but no gun. We didn't have much gun going on. We had some, but not that much.
Yeah,
so
that
maybe
time.
that's why I can understand.
It's a different time.
Not that much. But the marijuana was out of this world. That's a time.
It still is.
No, I'm not about that time. You cannot even go to the bathroom. It's just fuming. It's just like.
The 70s? Was the 70s, the 80s?
80s.
Okay.
Nah, the 80s. I heard the 80s was
Yeah,
crazy. I know somebody.
80s was crazy.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
true.
Wingate and everything.
I know
The war
somebody that
between.
went to school
Right,
with
Erasmus.
I used to go. As a matter of fact, I went to all of the 3 schools surrounding. I went to Tilden for my regular school. I used to go to the summer program where they offer sports and stuff like that at South Shore, and I used to go to Erasmus as well for cooking for different things because I like free things that I don't have to pay. So while I was in school, I took advantage of extra credits.
Yeah, y'all generation was a little bit more aggressive. I was told
way
like
more.
certain these blocks you cannot walk with certain clothes and stuff on because they're taking that from you. But
They would beat you up, take your sneakers,
now-
and send you home.
Now this generation, they don't really do that. Yeah, it's more gun violence, but that's like more if you into those. But
I need your help. What we need to do. I just said about programs, different things, vocational programs,
what y'all
after
need to
school
really
skill
start
and
doing,
reskill.
like,
Start rapping.
Rapping.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm gonna get the gun violence go down.
That's how you gotta reach the kids.
Yeah.
Rapping and twerking.
I mean, he's right. If you can rap and spit a little bars, you'll connect to them.
No, because I need everybody that need a skill to reach out to them. Those that need to reskill that already have a
You
skill.
can just do little rhymes.
Yeah, because I want those that want an opportunity. I want to create opportunity and platform where we can. But not everybody have to do rapping because some people gonna be successful at it, some people not. Just like basketball, like you said. So, and about those, because some of us have to get some job. It doesn't have to be a doctor or lawyer, or those that want to be a doctor or lawyer. That's perfect. But if you don't want
free
to,
jobs, that's one way.
You know what would be good if you bring back the trades and school.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Vocational school. We have to bring it back.
Trades and
My thing is working with the unions that can help me to do that trade school and trying to get a profession and then support them too, because some of them now saying like even after the kids are trade because of the cuts and stuff like that, those are where we can spend our money to give, because you actually come to the middle class with a trade when you finish and you get a job. Carpenter, electrician, plumber, all those folks making a lot of money.
So, special jobs.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm here. I'm excited. I already tell people my plans already lay out. So I want to reach with young people like there is no tomorrow.
Hey, I think you know what you do? You should try to host an event surrounding things that youthful kids like music or clothes, fashion.
But basically,
So after I get elected, y'all gonna come. That's what I do.
yeah,
Y'all
like,
gonna have that
basically-
seat. Y'all gonna have. You already say you're doing the work. I want to know more about your work so we can work it out.
Of course. We got a whole website.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that because I want to save as many lives as possible and redirect
Funerals don't count.
our
Spread it up
young
now.
folks' mind to what's more productive for tomorrow. Because I want to see generational wealth continue. I want to see more of our kids are having profession, things that they like.
And there's a cure violence program implemented by the mayor and everybody else. We have like specialists that's worked with the cure violence. That's something that we want to get into with our nonprofit too, because we heard that there's a lot of good grants for that, the cure violence thing. And I don't think we have a center like that yet in Canarsie. I don't think so.
Okay.
I know GMAC is doing Flatbush and Fort Greene. Like Church Avenue, they have an office over there. So yeah.
We have East Flatbush Village that doing their part as well on East Flatbush side that I know of. That I've done a few things with them, but I don't think they have the cure violence. They have different programs. I cannot think about all of them now, but they've been doing a good job in the community as well.
Closing thoughts, gentlemen?
My closing thought for the day: funerals don't count. Spread love now. Support your kings and queens.
and the vote.
And that came from
the votes.
And the votes.
That came from the big zone.
Jaquan?
Shout out to my boy.
My closing thought is have many plans, not just plan A, but plan A, B, and C. Just like we said on vocational school.
A through Z.
Yeah.
Because if A fails, what you gonna do?
And
that's true.
And Mercedes,
I want to say thank you so much. You have been best, and that's the reason I come back. You're very nice, very intelligent young man, and I'm looking forward to represent the community, to do a lot of work together, because my goal is to have young mind together and see the best way we can change the future generation. And I cannot make a plan for future generation without talking about the people that can actually help me change it, which is you guys. And the vote is starting from Saturday, June 12th to the 20th. I'm asking you the vote. And on Tuesday, June 22nd, you see all the endorsement from the mayor, from all the unions and everything, but you are the most important key component of this process. So I'm asking you for your vote, and I'm looking at you straight in the eye. And this is not a joke. This is about our lives, our future generation, and I'm here to work. And you put me, Mercedes Narcisse, which is Democrat, as your number one choice. We're not going to buy into the shenanigans that have been playing around us, putting 7 other candidates. So the white man on the other side, we want to work with the white man. We want him to understand for centuries we have been issues, but now I'm ready to represent every single individual. 74% is a black district, and we want to work together to represent every single individual. So vote Mercedes Narcisse from the 12th, early voting. Let's click it. Let's put it as a number one. You're always going to be my number one anyway. So we're here to work and to better ourselves, our community at large. Thank you.
Is it online or you got to go in person?
They're going to, in person. You have to go vote in person. Come on now. Come on now.
No mail-in ballots.
So I want all the young people that register to vote. You cannot have time to register right now to vote for June 12th. But I want you register to vote. Talk to your friends, your family, your mother, your friends. And vote for Mercedes Narcisse. I thank you in advance. Get there early.
So shout out to everybody that came on the show today. Shout out to Mercedes Narcisse for coming in. And don't forget to vote, guys. That's very important. People died for the right to vote. True. So if that's your thing, go ahead and vote.
Funerals don't count. Spread love now.
That's a fact.
Support your kings and queens.
So shout out to all the kings and queens that was watching. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Catch on Spotify, Soundcloud, YouTube, Pandora, Facebook, and also on the Brick Network. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon, 1 a.m. and 4 p.m. I believe. So you can catch us all those times on Spectrum, Optimum, and what's the other one? Spectrum, Optimum, and Verizon. Yeah, there you go. So you can catch us all there, and also on Apple Podcasts and wherever podcast is found. That's where we're gonna be at. That's where you can find us at.
Teamwork make the dream work.
We're gonna let Mercedes pray because she said she's a woman of faith.
Dear Eternal Father, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. We had a great show inspired by the amazing Father that we have that give us the guidance and intelligence, things that we need to approach and to all those that watching, and let's be the best we can be in everywhere we can be, because this show means so much. So many people watching. Let us continue on the right track, and especially the hosts here that doing a wonderful job. Let our community work together. Give me the guidance, Father, as we looking for to be elected for this opportunity, Father God, not only for myself but the people around me. Let me be the best I can be to support the businesses and the things that we can help in our community, healthcare and everything that we need to do, education, vocational, all the things that we need, all the opportunity that we need. Let me have the direction to represent the community the best way I can. In the name of your Son Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen. Energy, powerful.
Yes, positive energy.
See y'all next week on the last episode.
Yeah, last episode of next season. See you next week. Be there, be
Next
square.
season's gonna be
All the
real
guests
hot.
that keep saying they coming next week. This is your last week before a couple weeks we take hiatus, alright? Just let you know. Shout out to the Brick Network.
It's the real word. It's the real